It's very expensive. Housing is expensive. Transportation is expensive. The only thing about it is that when you move outside, you don't have a lot of ethnic stores, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if that's really important to you, then a lot of people and a lot of newcomers, what they do is that they stay amongst people that they know, like they're people from their own country. They feel more at home, and
Yeah.
that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But in the city of Burlington, there's quite a mixture of people. In Mississauga, there's quite a big mixture of people. I lived in the Mississauga area, so I'm very familiar with the West End. And so something to look into, something to think about, okay? And there are tons of job opportunities, especially insurance companies. Aviva head office is out here in Oakville.
Okay.
Yeah, they're over this side. Their head office is over here. So the one in Markham is not their head office, it's just a branch. Okay, so just with regards to your house in Alicia, did you apply?
Where?
Did you apply for subsidized?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and they say another 2 years?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think now they're doing a program after 3 months. It takes 90 days to be approved.
Okay.
And then I think they pay up to $1,200 in rent for maybe a year or two for you.
Right, okay. But you're looking by yourself as well, right? You're just looking to see what is out there as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you're looking for a condo?
Condo, bachelor,
Okay.
anyone.
Did you contact a real estate person to help you to find something?
Yeah, they're really expensive though.
The real estate? The ones that they're passing on to you?
The ones I saw online,
Mm-hmm.
they was expensive. And then they said that they don't rent, you'd have to purchase. And their
Oh.
cheapest is like $255,000. I was like, oh, okay, thank you, bye.
Oh boy. Oh, 255.
1,000 in
Thousands.
this area,
Yeah.
but that's actually
Starting
cheap
from-
actually, because I thought 500 is the minimum, 500,000.
To buy a
Cheap.
condo? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is a very unpleasant situation we're in with the housing market right now. So you must have heard that the market escalated last year and the year before, right? A house that was normally sold for $700,000, a 4-bedroom, open concept, nice yard, everything. $700,000 was price going for. That home was sold for 1.5 million.
In Niagara?
No, in Niagara here
Ontario.
too, as well as everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So the price is escalated. What happened now? People that own homes they're looking to sell. The buyers cannot afford the mortgage because the interest rate went up.
Yeah, too much.
Right. So now to qualify for a mortgage, say that you could find a home for $800,000. You need to do a stress test and pass that for the bank. And you need to be able to show that you can afford the mortgage at,
Certain
I'm not
amount of-
sure what the banks are charging now for interest rate for a 5-year mortgage. It's pretty high. So now
Yeah,
people
it's
are
around
not buying
8%,
homes.
yeah.
What was that, Turban?
It was around 8% interest per year.
Oh wow, see 8%.
Yeah.
A year ago it was 0.1%.
Wow.
Can you imagine? And now it's 8%.
Mhm.
So we can't afford to buy homes now. So what happened? The people that have these homes know that you can't afford to buy a home, so you're going to rent. You're going to rent because you can't afford the mortgage to buy a new home. And so what they've done now, the rental market has gone sky high.
Yes.
So that is what is pushing the rental market.
And people are even making renting as also business. They rent the place and give it for the what do you call sublease, and they make money doing that.
Okay, so they rent it and then they sublease it to someone else.
Yeah, because people
people
have trouble to give the credit check and everything. So
yeah.
They rent
Wow.
it,
It's not a nice situation. It's and the government needs to do something about it because you need to live somewhere.
Yeah, it's unfortunately become more or less impossible to buy a house unless you basically know someone who's willing to do the down payment for you, like a family member or something like that.
Yeah. So you find to buy a home now, you may find 4 or 5 people is on the mortgage, right? Because you need to qualify as well. So, you know, if you have a good family member who's willing to do that, as Ash said, that, you know, that's a good thing. Other than that, my theory is that next year, 2023, the prices are going to start dropping fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So hang in tight there. Things are going to change.
Yeah.
Things are going to change next year. We're in October, so by March of next year, there's going to be a shift in the housing market. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I've been here long enough to see the trend and how, you know, what they do. And now the real estate agents are attacking each other because they can't sell, they can't rent, they're just sitting down twiddling their thumbs. So that's what's going on in the housing market. Let's move on. Alrighty, so I'll stop sharing here, and so I'm going to take you through now your PowerPoint presentation. Okay, goal setting and action planning. So the action planning part of this is I am going to, and you may have seen it in your inbox, there is a form. It says action plan, and that action plan must be completed by the end of the program. So you can have a look at it. I will bring it up on the screen in a little while. And you need to complete it because that goes to your caseworker. Okay, so it's in your inbox, and we'll touch on it later on as we go through the workshop. Alrighty, so let's begin. Oh, why am I doing? I probably clicked into the wrong one. I'm in a PDF, so 1 second, please. I'm going to start a different one. There we go. Alrighty. So goal setting is not just deciding what you want and trying to reach it. It is a step-by-step proven method of achieving the desired results. It has its own rules and regulations. Okay. So when we say a goal is, would you think a goal is just something that you think about? Or is it something that you write down? Or is it a dream? What is a goal when we talk about goals?
Long-term and short-term plan.
One at a time. Say that again, Tilvan.
Yeah, it's something you go toward, like work toward every day, so to achieve it. Yeah.
Right. And Mofid, you said the same thing, or? It's a long-term plan.
Short-term and long-term plan.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So if you don't write down your goals, is that a goal? Was that considered a goal if it's not written down? It's in your mind. You're always thinking about it.
Yeah, it's still a goal, but if you write down, it's better. Yeah.
And why you think it's better?
Because you don't forget in the first thing. Second thing, when you write, you always have visual thing, like it seems like achievable. Yeah.
When you can actually see the goal, it becomes more real, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if it's in your mind, you can think about it and go. But if you don't write it down and do the step by step, then you wouldn't know where you are to reach that goal. Because a dream is not a goal. We know that, right? A dream is a dream. I would love to buy a house, a $2 million home when I come to Canada. Is that a dream or that's a goal?
That's a dream.
It's a dream, yeah. But unless you can write it down and break it down and how you're going to save towards attaining that house, then it can be a goal. But you first have to write it down, right? Because you're thinking about it, but if it's written down and we do the step by step, when you can break your goals down in small steps, then you can see how you're able to attain that particular goal.
Yes.
So a goal without a plan is just a wish. You agree with me? It's just a big wish.
Yes.
Okay. So here are some reasons to set your goals. Goals can give you a target to aim for, something positive to think about every day. Goals can help you concentrate your time and effort on a particular thing you really want out of life. Goals can provide motivation. When you think of, for instance, when Alicia think of achieving a Red Seal certification, does it make you feel good, Alicia?
Yes.
Yes. But getting your Red Seal certification, there are steps that you need to take.
Yes.
To reach that. But when you think about it, I feel so motivated. Persistence, and you have a great desire to reach that goal. Goal can help you establish your priorities. So today, Thursday, I'm going to take the first step to write down my long-term goals and my short-term goals. So a long-term goal is up to 5 years, and short-term goals are between 6 months and I would say up to 3 years. I wouldn't take it up to 5 years. Okay? Those can be short-term goals. So we can attain short-term goals and then move into our long-term goals. Make sense? I need a job that I can make $70,000 a year. So I can afford to buy a home in 3 years. I'm going to make $75,000 a year. This is my family expense, my living expense, and this is what I can save. I'm going to save $10,000 every year towards the down payment of that home. My goal is to own a home, and these are my steps, which is the short term, we call them steps, to reach the long-term goal. Got it?
Yeah.
Goals can provide a roadmap to take you from where you are and where you want to be. So true. So very true. So when I started my business many years ago, I had to set the goal at how I'm going to get there, how I'm going to make it successful. How much do I need to have saved before I start a business? Because when you start a company, you don't have an income, right? So you need to know, take the small steps. You need to save money to keep you going until you start to make money. So my long-term goal was to have done that. And I took the steps and I did it, and it was successful. And I attained my long-term goal. Now I'm in retirement, so my long-term goal is to retire in a healthy way.
Okay.
All right, but you need to make goals to reach where you want to go. There are 6 reasons why we don't set goals. They don't have a good reason to set the goal. I don't need to set any goal because I'm not going anywhere. I'll just, I live today and I'm going to live tomorrow. I live from day to day to day, right? So whatever happens today happens. I don't need to set any goals. They don't know about goal setting. So we're going to talk a bit more about that. They don't know how to set goals. That's true too. A lot of people don't know it. And this is a big one. The fear of not reaching a goal. Right? We get fearful. We don't set them because we think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to attain that. I'm not going to get there. So I ain't going to set any goals. Right? So we don't set goals. They are too busy and they're not organized. So when you set your goals, you need to be organized, right? You need to check in on a daily basis to see where you are, if not daily, but weekly or monthly, to see where you are in reaching the goal. And we have so many thoughts in our heads. We think about so many things at the same time. We are overwhelmed. And I think I can attest to this one. This one here, overwhelmed. You guys believe in that one? Too many things going on? And you become overwhelmed and you go, I don't need to set any goals right now. I need to deal with these little things right now.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like, say that again?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. So there are some reasons why we don't set goals. And these are just some of them. And there are others too. Can you think of any others why you wouldn't set a goal? Anyone?
Confusion.
One for me right now. I want to set a goal to go back to school, but I know I can't make that decision until I get a decision from the government about my status here.
Okay. So your papers don't allow you to go to school, right?
No, I have to have permanent residence, I think, to get the student permit.
Okay. So your goal is to attain that so you can move and go into your studies, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So your short-term goal would be to obtain your PR. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And one of the things that they look at to obtain your PR is stability. Stability here. So, yes, they look at that. Like, are you self-sufficient? Meaning that, are you employable? Can you sustain yourself while you're in Canada? A lot of people come here and they get their, the papers, but the government does not give them the PR status as yet, because they maybe not known for a fact that this person can sustain themselves here.
Okay.
So what you're doing, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. You have gotten employment, and when you apply for your PR, you are going to put that you are working. They want to ask you, your salary, all of those things. And that will push you in to get it.
Okay.
But if you're on, being assisted by the government, that could delay that.
Wow.
So you're on the right track to get your papers. So once you are settled and you got your place, then you can, apply for your PR. Or have you applied for it?
No, I haven't applied for PR. I have to wait for a decision first. from them.
Okay, from them. Okay, so there you are. So once you do that, then you show that, hey, I'm working, I can sustain myself here. I'm not dependent on the government. I'm
Okay.
working, I have a salary, I can pay my rent. And these are some of the things that they look at in making decisions like that. Okay, let's move on. So there are short-term goals. We talked about the short-term goals and we talked about the long-term goals, right? Short-term goals are ones that you will achieve in the near future, in a day, in a week, or possibly in a few months, or I would say up to a year, right? Or 2 years. That could be short-term goals. Long-term goals are the ones that you achieve over a longer time, in a semester, 1 year, 5 year, 20, up to 20 years. And everyone is different depending on their situation. Depending on your situation, you could say, my short-term goal is going to take me 2 years. My long-term goal is going to take me longer than that. Got it? So you're going to have two categories. You're going to have your short-term goal and your long-term goal. Okay. Long-term goals often are the most meaningful and important goals. So sometimes when we set long-term goals, they're usually far in the future and we don't see the benefit of it because it's taken so long to get there and you want to give up, right? Because it's taken 4 years going back to university maybe, or a year of culinary training. And sometimes, oh my gosh, it's taken so long. I might as well just work. Just be a cook and don't go after my red seal, right? But having that red seal is going to open a lot of doors for you and you want that certification. And so because it's usually far, we can't see the immediate result. Long-term goals sometimes can be a problem. As a result, we often have trouble staying focused and there we go, attitude towards reaching these goals. Okay, makes sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever heard of SMART goals? SMART?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, great. Ash, have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Alrighty. So when you're setting goals and for the goals to come true, you have to set them using this method. If you don't, they're going to be on the wayside. So when you say setting goals, it has to be specific. It must be measurable. You can get it, you can attain it. It must be relevant to what you want. And you must be able to check in from time to time to see how you're doing to reach that goal or those goals. Make sense? So the S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for relevant, and T is for a time base. I believe Mofid has done this before.
yeah.
You have, yeah, figure that. Okay. Whenever you write a goal, it must be written down in clear language that says exactly what you want to do or achieve. That is specific, right? I want to get my Red Seal certification, and Alyssa is going to write it down, and it's going to be a specific goal, right?
Yes.
Make sense? Right, okay. So when the goal is specific, it clearly states that what you're trying to achieve. If your goal is too complicated or large, you're going to break it down in smaller specific goals. So we call these steps, specific smaller goals. Example of instead of saying save money, break it down into save how much money to buy a home. How much money do I need to save? In 5 years, I need to have a down payment. Based on my salary, you check your expenses, how much your expenses are each month. I can save maybe $1,000 a month, right? So, or dollars for credit card payment or down payment for a home. So you need to break it down in small steps. You got it? Does that make sense? And that is being specific.
Yes.
It's telling you that I want to buy a home, but there are a couple of things surrounding getting a home, and I need to understand each step towards attaining buying a home. And you need to write it down. Put it on the refrigerator, or put it somewhere in your room where you can actually see it every day. It motivates you. Okay, so the M is measurable. You have to be able to measure how you're doing in attaining that goal. You need to be able to look at each step and say, I did this, I can check it off. So when it says measurable, you are going to break it down into what? Smaller steps. Mini goals, if you want to call them. Right? So you must be able to measure how you're doing to attaining that goal. So you will know. How will you know and others know if the progress is being made? Can you count items, money, or time to reach your outcome? So here's a good example, and a lot of people, honestly, this is a big thing with Starbucks, okay? Everybody, or Timmy's, everybody on their way to work, what they do?
Buy coffee.
Yeah. And you go to the grocery store and you get a can of whatever coffee. Can you make a coffee at home?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. I know you guys are at home, so you'll make coffee at home, but when you're working, Canadians,
Tim Hortons.
Ash can attest to this one. We all stop where, Ash?
At Tim Hortons, or well, anywhere for coffee. Tim Hortons or Starbucks.
Yeah. We stop and then we grab our coffee and we get a bagel, right, Ash? We
A
get
bagel, a
coffee.
donut, something like that.
Yeah, we get a coffee and our bagel and we off to work. Okay, so I can tell you because I'm a culprit of this too. No, I can. I'm one of those. Starbucks. A coffee at Starbucks is just a regular coffee is $3 or $4.
Yeah, true.
If you were to buy a latte, you're looking at $8.
Yeah, but Tim Hortons is better and cheap actually.
Yeah. But a lot of people want to try Starbucks because when you go to Starbucks, it's kind of freshly brewed right there in front of you. Like the beans, everything is done right there. It's not sitting in a pot. So there's a difference between the coffee at Starbucks and the coffee at Timmy's, I think. What do you think, Ash?
What? Sorry, I missed the question.
What do you think? What's the difference between coffee at Timmy's and coffee at Starbucks, in your opinion?
Other than the price, you mean?
No, forget the pricing. The
Quality.
taste.
The taste?
The quality. Yeah.
I'd say it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other to me. I think that both of their regular coffees just taste like coffee.
Oh, okay.
Starbucks, if you want something a bit fancier, you go to Starbucks, get a latte or something like that. But just their regular coffee, I don't think there's that much of a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I tried
okay.
Starbucks. It's very strong actually. Actually, I don't like it. And then I.
Oh, you don't. Okay, well, you're not going to spend any money at Starbucks then.
Yeah.
So Starbucks is super expensive for coffee. Super expensive. Coffee price went up and they just jacked their price right up. So anyway, so instead of making coffee at home, we tend to stop at the coffee shop, and so we'll save $14.50 a week. That was then. This is now. You're saving over $20 a week at Timmy's. How much is it for Tim Hortons coffee now?
It's around $2.
Yeah, for a large, it's like $2, $2.50, something like that.
Okay, so 2 times 5 is $10 a week, right?
Yeah.
That's just for coffee. Are you going to buy a bagel? Yes. A bagel is probably what, $1.50?
Probably closer to 2 or 3 as well now.
There you go. So you're going to end up spending about $20 a week on just coffee and grabbing coffee and bagel. So this is just an example. You have to make it measurable, okay? How to reach it. Take the small steps. That's what it's saying. Okay. Are we getting this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now you have to make it achievable or attainable. Is the goal something that you can actually do? Can you do this? You have to ask yourself that question. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Can I do this? Can I attain this goal? So you must be able to answer that question. And only you can answer that question. So do you have all the information? Do you know what steps are involved? Are there lots of barriers in the way? Do you have to rely on anyone else, such as luck, winning the lottery, weather, or other unknowns? Okay, so you have to start thinking about this. Can I do this? In Alicia's case, she wants to get her red seal. She wants to go back to school, but right now that's not attainable. Am I correct, Alicia? Okay. Yeah. So you see the difference? She can't do this right now. It's not attainable. She has to wait to get her approval. And then she can do it. So you can only answer that question. Can I do it? Maybe she won't be able to do it now, so you should put it into the long-term plan and do it within the next 3 to 5 years. Or 2 to 5 years. It has to be realistic. It has to make sense, right, guys? Your goal has to make sense, or the goals must make sense.
Yeah.
Your goal is being the president of the United States, and you're Canadian. Maybe. Okay, can you be a president? There you go. Right? Okay, I want to find a job, but here is it. My goal is to get an employment. Yes? To find employment in my field.
Yes.
Do I have the skill sets? If I don't, where can I learn these skill sets? Right? Is my marketing toolkit ready to go? Do I have a really good resume in there? Do I have an award-winning cover letter, warm and friendly? Did I research my references to make sure that they're right on top of everything that I'm about to do? Right? So it must be realistic. Then you can look for that dream job. Right?
Yes.
Must be realistic. Oh, there it is, right there. That's not realistic, right? You guys can read that. It must make sense to you. Okay. So here is this one. Certainly, timely. Goals need a time frame. So whenever you write your goals down, you must put a time frame. 2022 and another 3 years, I want to buy a home. And that'll make it what, 2025, right, Mufid? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to own a home in 2025.
Yeah.
Write it down.
So start saving.
And set deadlines to complete or completion dates. So find a job, right?
Yeah. Start saving.
saving and start saving. Yeah. When are you going to find the job? You want to find the job maybe in another couple of weeks. Am I correct? And you may not be able to, depending on your situation, you may not be able to save right away, but maybe you can start saving next year. So in 2023, I'm going to be saving $100 a week. Is that a realistic thing?
Yes.
Yeah, right. See, it all makes sense. So goals need a time frame. You must have a time frame. Without a time frame, it's not a goal. Without a time frame, it's not a goal. It's a thought. It's a dream. When will you start the steps towards your goal? Okay. When will you reach it? You will have to set deadlines, right? Not too far away. If there's no time frame, you won't feel the urgency to achieve it, and you may lose interest. Very clearly. Very, very clearly, it tells you. And it is so, so true. I can attest to this. So making your goals a power statement, not a wish, right? I wish I could be a millionaire. Okay. I wish I could lose 20 pounds. Yeah, but that's just a wish. But if you say to yourself, I want to lose 20 pounds, and I'm going to stop buying Tim Hortons bagels, right, Ash? I'm not buying any more bagels because that's going to put more weight on me. So I'm going to stop buying it. Yeah, as a start, right? So it's not a wish. I want to lose 20 pounds within 3 months or in a year. But these are the steps I'm going to take to lose that 20 pounds. It's not a wish. Don't say I should apply for 3 jobs in a day because it lacks force. You can say I will apply for 3 jobs every weekday. And every day you apply for 3 jobs, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you're doing your job search. Remember, you have to be organized to make it a goal and a short-term goal to find a job. So be brief and always stay positive. Always stay positive. Share your goals with someone who cares. Someone who really care about you and care that you reach them. Sharing with those who are close to encourage you and keep you on track. Your partner, your spouse, a good friend. It's good to share your goals. They can offer advice or support, and they won't want to let yourself down, and you won't want to let yourself down, because if you're sharing your goals with your wife or your partner, and you're talking about it, and you go, you know what, it didn't happen as I planned. Are you going to feel bad about sharing that information with that person?
No.
Yeah, I would feel like, oh my gosh, I failed you and I failed me.
Okay.
Right? So if they're supportive, you're not going to want to share. You want to attain the goal. And so you can say to them, hey, by the way, I did get that job. Right? Yeah. Write down your goals and put them to where they will be seen. A piece of paper, on the refrigerator, in the bathroom, in your bedroom. The more often you read your list, the more results you'll get. It is okay to review and revise your goals. So, here's a big one. Sometimes we make goals and we did not reach that goal. What would you do in a situation like that if you didn't reach your goal?
Put another time frame and keep on going.
Yes, you put another time frame and you keep. So, would you say that you failed?
No.
No.
We set the time frame, so that's it.
Right. So before you make another time frame and you want to retrace your steps as why you didn't attain that goal. See where you made mistakes and make changes. Right? You're going to review why you didn't reach it. Why didn't I reach that goal? Right? And so you're going to have a close look at the reason why. And then you can set another deadline. You don't have to change your goal. You can just change the deadline. You got it?
Yes.
You want to buy a home. 3 years came and you didn't have the amount of down payment. Doesn't mean that you can change the plan to a 5-year plan. You got it? But you're going to retrace your steps and see, okay, in these short-term goals, what happened here? Christmas came and I spent out all the money that I'm supposed to save for the home because we had to buy Christmas presents, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean you forget the goal. It just mean that, next Christmas comes, you're going to make sure that you don't spend that money that you're supposed to save towards a house into Christmas presents. Okay? So you just retrace and revise and move forward. So we're going to watch a video